Discipline is important. I know you don't want to hear that, but discipline is important. And bringing structure is important because that structure is what's missing. Because imagine if you just got pulled every direction, you don't have any direction, you don't have any target. It's going to be hard to achieve anything. And that's the same thing that happens with a lot of people. They don't have structure around their food, around how they eat. So they end up getting pulled in different directions. Boom, okay, that way, that way. So you're just going to end up in, you're going to end up nowhere. And you're not going to be happy with how you look. And you're not going to be happy when you have to go for that annual physical and the doctor tells you, you need to work out. You need to go to the gym. Otherwise, you're going to have diabetes. Otherwise, you're going to have cancer. Otherwise, you're going to have blood pressure. I've coached people who are probably in their 20s. They've gone to the doctor and they were told that you're a high risk and you could have high blood pressure, you could have diabetes, you could have all of these things. Because the challenge that people don't actually discuss is that once one thing starts building up, it just becomes easier for everything else to build up because the stress accelerates things, because the stress becomes the catalyst that just accelerates everything else. Because the moment the doctor tells you that, now you're stressed, you're like, okay, panic. And the doctor probably has a good reason to do that because he has to scare you to take action because you haven't been taking action. So that's important. The doctor's doing his job because you haven't been listening. And if you haven't been listening and doing what you need to do, it means that you're going to have to suffer those consequences. And no one wants to suffer those consequences. That's why it's important to have proper guidance, to have proper information, to understand exactly what you need to do to change the outcome, to change the results. So that next time you go to the doctor's office, it's like, whoa, what did you do? Because a lot of people, I mean, not a lot of people, but some people, they respond better to challenge. So when they're challenged to say, hey, this is what's going to happen, and they're like, no, I want to fight. I want to fight. I want to fight for my family. I want to fight for my kids. I want to fight for my spouse. I want to fight for my grandkids. So they actually get up and start moving and start taking action. Because without that action, they remain in the same place. All the other stresses that they thought that were big, that caused them to eat in these unstructured ways, they become less than the stress of actually realizing that my life is at risk here. And I'm being real. Health is wealth. You only get one life. If you don't take care of your health, the outcomes will be bad. You do not want the outcome to be bad. You want to fight for your life. You want to fight to become healthier. Because I say this not to scare you, but I'll tell you this. Like I've worked in insurance as well, and I've seen claims for medications, diabetes medication, cancer medication, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. Some have been upwards of 1 million to 2 million, almost 2 million. And you start to realize that people are really going through it. So when your doctor tells you that, hey, take care of yourself, Because a lot of people don't actually listen because let's make sure that this is recording. Exactly. Okay, so we're good. So, what people don't realize is that when your doctor's telling you that, take care of your health, they mean it. Because at some point, for other people, they end up developing chronic conditions and they could trigger autoimmune conditions that had been, or maybe that have been dormant. But those conditions, those autoimmune conditions, can be passed on to your kids. So it's not just for yourself, but it's also for your children. Because if you trigger that autoimmune condition, when you have kids, you can pass it on to them as well. So these are things that you have to start thinking about. It's not just always, health is not always just about looking good.